You're listening to a CanadianMovieCrew.com production.
Ham and Cheese is a story about birds, man. Or is it?
I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere.
Welcome back to the Or Is It Movie Podcast. We try to find the real story behind the story. I'm Derek.
I think I'm still Mean Mark. I'm not even sure anymore after watching this.
This is... wow. Where do you find this movie? Well, you get it brought to you by, of course, Scott White. Welcome back, Scott.
Thank you. Remember, this is all Mark's fault.
No. This is your fault.
Yeah. No, this is Mark's fault. Because he badmouthed the American Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy American Thanksgiving, by the way.
Yes, we are recording this a couple of days after our American Thanksgiving. And Mark badmouthed it, so I was going to punish you with this movie, but we couldn't get it the first time we did it, so we did another movie. I don't know when these podcasts are coming out.
That one's out.
Say what the name of the movie is.
That one's out.
Oh, it's out. Okay.
What was it?
Well, I brought you ham and cheese. This is your country. This is your country. This is your. I'm sure this movie is full of Canadian superstars. Oh, and it's a Canadian cult classic.
I don't know if there are any Canadian superstars.
Yeah.
But
if we're grading on a relative scale, then yes, I guess by Canada's standards, which is not American standards.
I will say the one fun thing I had in this movie was seeing faces that I knew, but from my childhood, and then trying to figure out where they're from.
Oh, I spent a lot of time on IMDb.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, while this was going.
Because there's not a whole lot of trivia on this movie. Scott, where did you find this?
I found it in Canada. I was doing a gig up in Canada, and I was in the store, and I found it, and it had... Well, the name's Dave Foley and Scott Thompson, so I'm a big Kids in the Hall fan.
Sure.
Who isn't?
And I picked it up. And I'll tell you, for the longest time, I didn't watch it. And then I thought, you know what? I've got to punish the Canadian movie crew. So I brought it out, and it was just as bad as I reviewed it a little bit online myself before I watched it, and it was just as bad as they said it was.
Who said it was? Who told you about this?
IMDb. Everybody.
Okay.
Now, I will say, I looked up on iTunes. This has a 5 out of 5.
From
this
one
has a
review?
5 out of 5. I don't know, but it has a 5 out of 5 on iTunes.
I'm guessing there's 2 reviews, and I'll give you 3 guesses as to who they are.
Yeah.
The only other 2 people in Canada that would know about this movie, they're the leads.
Now
you were on the West Coast, right, when you found that?
I was. I can't remember what club I was playing for the life of me. But yeah, I was like in Canada, we have them here in the States, but like a Canadian Tire, where you think they sell tires, but they don't. It's just...
They do.
Yeah, but it's
not
everything
mainly,
else
but...
too.
Oh, not
yeah,
just
but it's
tires,
everything else. You hear Canadian Tire, you think that's an automotive store. It ain't.
It is.
It is, but it's so much more.
Yeah.
So I found this in one of these department stores that sold shirts and shoes and DVD. It had everything, and I found this in like a discount rack. So that's where I
can
found
see that
it.
being a Canadian Tire. Absolutely, like that. For the longest time, their logo or their motto was "Not just tires." We're not just tires. Like that was the. Yeah. I was there yesterday for during Black Friday. It was crazy. I bought.
Why?
I bought fuel injector cleaner because I needed it for my car, and then I was also looking around for a TV. Like, that's Canadian Tire. I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can get tires, automotive parts, dog
Sure.
food.
You can get your car fixed and do your holiday shopping all at the same time.
Yeah. And you
Yep.
and you get even faker Canadian money back.
Yeah. You think our money is bad? You haven't seen Canadian Tire money, have you?
This movie's Canadian. Wow. Wow.
It starts in St. Catharines. My God.
Yeah, there's a pull. It starts in St. Catharines, Ontario, which is about 10 minutes north of Niagara Falls.
Yeah, but like straight north. We're like northeast, right? So.
You ever played St. Catharines, Scott?
I've never played St. Catharines, no.
You're not missing much.
No.
Variety! A must-see! A potential cult classic! Variety!
I'll give it that. It's got variety.
No. Variety Magazine wrote that? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, is that Variety
Yes!
Magazine? Oh, no.
Variety magazine.
No,
Well,
definitely not.
That guy got fired, I'm guessing. You put our name on what?
This movie has a variety of sameness. You get a lot of different stuff that's the same, if that makes any sense.
If they were giving out awards for cringeworthy films, this has got to be in the conversation.
Yes, that's what this movie is. I was 100% cringe.
Because you have the one character. I mean, we might as well get into. We can't delay any further. I mean, I could talk more about Canadian Tire if you want, but I think we should probably just. I love
Probably
that
a more entertaining podcast.
Yeah.
We're the Canadian Tire crew now.
I'd almost rather.
Maybe we get a sponsorship.
Yes. Well, we made fun of their money. I'm not sure how willing they'd
Everybody
be to
makes fun.
sponsor.
Canadian Tire makes fun of their money.
That's true.
They give away their money on debit cards now. They don't even give out their money anymore.
They switched. That's true. They give you this fake money. I don't know if you've ever been, but they give you this fake money that actually has currency within that store, so you can save it and you can buy stuff. Like I had $1.90 and I used it for my fuel injector cleaner. Or at Christmas time, they put out a jar so you can give it back as a donation.
Yeah. You know, this is a joke. I'm sorry, Scott. You're probably not going to get this, but you know who's on the Canadian Tire bills?
Oh, I haven't looked recently.
It's the first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Mechanic.
Okay. Fair enough.
I just got booed from the bedroom.
The toughest crowd.
I did that joke.
Hey, you
And
should
my
be used to
fiancé
that.
booed me from the
Hey-o! Oh!
Oh, he didn't even hear that.
No, sorry.
Oh.
Don't worry. I'll hear it back later.
You hear it? Yeah.
When you're editing the show, you'll hear it.
It'll be much better when he's editing it. He's like, that son of a bitch.
You got away with it, Scott. So we have our two leads here, Richard Wolanski and Barry Goodson, played by Mike Beaver and Jason Jones, respectively. Have you guys heard of these gentlemen?
Yes. I've seen them on the Comedy Network. They have a sketch troupe called the Bob Room. The girl is in it.
Samantha Bee?
No, the other one, the hot one.
Oh,
Jennifer Baxter.
Jennifer Baxter.
Well, here's the deal. In real life, Jason Jones is married to Samantha Bee, and Mike Beaver is married to Jennifer Baxter.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Wow,
exactly.
I gotta go get a lot funnier. 'Cause wow. All right. Well, and I was looking up Jason Jones, his credits, and he was on Samantha Bee's show, and it shows playing as her husband.
Yeah.
And I
Obviously.
figured that. Yeah, I wondered if there was a connection. But
I've also seen him on The Daily Show. Jason Jones was a correspondent on The Daily Show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I recognized him from.
Yeah, I think I've seen these guys in stuff as like side characters, but never really paid attention. Like, you know, like the nasty hotel concierge or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
in for a scene or two, and that's it. But,
Yeah. He doesn't have any major credits to his.
No, like Samantha
to
Bee
his
had
name.
her own show. Of course, we talked about Foley and Thompson. Jennifer Baxter, I'd never really seen before either. Not that I remember.
No, she never did anything much after this.
Yeah, just some. Oh yeah.
So, so what? It's the story of two guys trying to break into acting.
Yes. Well, and just I want to before we start. This is how weird this. I gave a copy of this movie to the Canadian movie crew so they could watch it. But I have the DVD. And when you put the DVD in, there is like 45 seconds or a minute of just this blank white screen that you can't forward past or you can't skip past. You try to do it as says operation, unavailable. And I thought my DVD was messed up. I thought, but after that 45 seconds to a minute, the movie just starts. So I guess the DVD starts off by fucking with you. By just having this blank white screen that you can't get past. So you're sort of irritated. I was more irritated than thought it was funny. So the movie started, and I'm slightly irritated right now just for having to go through that. Thinking that my DVD was bad.
But for me, that would set the tone for the whole movie because, to be honest, I was more irritated than laughing through a lot of this stuff.
I was just confused.
The cringe stuff, I was just like, I was just uncomfortable.
I was just confused. I'm like, where is this going? What's the end game here? Like, and turns out
it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere. It's I never found out who's filming this because it's kind of set up as like a documentary of these two guys trying to make it from small town Toronto or small town Canada and trying to make it to Hollywood and which one's going to make it to Hollywood and which one's going to flame out. But we don't know who's filming. Or are they being filmed?
They are. I mean, Jason Jones' character, he winks at the camera a lot.
Yeah, but we don't know who it is, though. We don't know who it is, why they're being filmed.
And he's mugging for, hey, this is my hotel room. This is, like, he's talking to somebody, yeah. This alleged documentarian. But we don't know who it is.
Yeah, we don't know. Like in The Office, it's set up that they're filming a documentary, but it's never mentioned here. So it's really... And then there's some scenes which couldn't possibly be a documentary, just from the way it's filmed. It's like some parts they do know they're being filmed, some parts they don't know they're being filmed. It's very confusing as to what Derek said. What is the end game? Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
There's a scene towards the end where it's like, well, no, if they're filming it documentary style, then they're telling the people to stop and let me move the camera. And we'll get to that.
Right.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where to begin, really?
Well, you have the two characters. We start off with what's his name? Richard.
Yeah.
Who is an idiot?
Not the sharpest tool in the shed.
I think he's borderline. He's playing borderline mentally, autistic or something like that.
Is he though?
Well,
I don't know. Like, I kind of just thought he was just very naive and very childlike.
Childlike.
You know what I mean?
That's probably that's a better way of putting it.
And he's auditioning for his local city, the St. Catherine's School. Is this where he's? Yeah, he
starts in St. Catherine's. Yeah,
and he's auditioning for this play called The Old Country Home, and his mom is
Stage manager.
The stage manager, and his singing coach is also his dancing coach, who is also the music director and something to do with the play. So he thinks he's got it in the bag. And you see early on that he can't sing because he's doing scales. And it starts to sound like fucking Bollywood music. It's so off key. And then he doesn't get the part. And then he moves in with his quote unquote best friend Pat,
who doesn't remember him.
Here's where the Canadian. Yeah, he moves to Toronto to move. Here's where the Canadian kicks in. This guy shows up at another man's door. This other man doesn't remember him, but takes his word that he's his best friend and lets him move in.
Well, after showing him the yearbook, right? He has to prove that they knew each other.
But still, right. Mark, he lets him into the house long enough to show him.
That was
the yearbook. That wouldn't happen in the States.
Awkward as fuck. Cringe.
Yeah.
And this is where it has to be a documentary, because the guy that he moves in with is talking to the camera and says, "Who shows up at a guy's place unannounced
with a jar full of change?" Yeah. Yeah. You can tell how old this movie is because he's got a lot of pennies in there.
Well, I was going to say that's another thing that shows its hand that it's Canadian. He's walking through downtown Toronto with a jar full of change, and he gets to where he's going with it intact.
Yeah, exactly. No one assails him and takes his change. That would actually be problematic. I don't know. As a thief, I think I'd have it's a fairly big jar. I'm like, I'd pick a different mark. You know?
Yeah, but there's got to be like $30-$40 in there.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
You know, that's a tank of gas right there.
In the 90s when this was filmed? Yes, it was.
This was 2004, dude. This wasn't the 90s.
Yeah, this is...
What?
This was released 2004.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the soundtrack. Right.
Yeah. I gotta stop there, because later on in the movie they play Treble Charger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can see you get Treble Charger. They had one good song. I can see where they get Treble Charger. But I'm sorry, before that, you have Sum 41 money? They play In Too Deep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have enough money in this movie with the production values that you're showing me to get the rights to use Sum 41's In Too Deep? In 2004? No. Sorry. That's where your budget went.
Yes, that's why it looks like it was filmed in the 90s, because they had to use retro equipment because they paid everything to Sum 41.
Now, let me ask, does the government subsidize these films? Doesn't Canada have to produce a certain amount of Canadian content in their films or in their television shows? Am I talking about that right? Do I have it right, or...
Legally speaking, yeah. Any media outlet, television station, radio station must play at least 33% Canadian.
Okay.
Canadian content.
Yep.
So luckily, that's why the radio plays a lot of Nickelback.
And Tragically Hip.
Unfortunately. I'm one of the only people that lives in Kingston that hates the hip. But
you've had it jammed down your throat your whole life.
Because
it's
everywhere.
Yeah,
but anyway. TV stations, obviously, they have to play at least 33% Canadian. They get around it by having, Jason Jones was in the background of this scene, so that counts.
Yeah,
for the whole hour that the movie's on, right?
Yeah, Samantha Bee, her show or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's actually good. So they play that, or this was filmed in Elmont, Ontario, so we can play it. Like Fat Man, the new Christmas movie that came out last year.
Yeah,
from Mel Gibson. You can play that. It's technically Canadian content because it's filmed in Elmont, just not too far from where I am.
What they do, though, is most television stations here, they just, in the middle of the night, they play nothing but Cash Cab and Corner Gas.
Yeah.
That's all they do. Just play those back to back.
Yeah, run up those numbers.
So the other main character is the Jason Jones character. He's Barry. who in this movie is married to Samantha Bee.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, okay.
Almost a Mormon-esque, what I mean? Very conservative, like the long nightgown with the bonnet and the whole thing.
Yeah, he's an abusive husband.
Essentially.
And unfortunately, I know people like this.
Well, this is why I wanted to talk about this, because all of us are have our toes dipped in the entertainment business. So we've all come across people like this, or actors like this, or comedians like this, or singers like this.
Yeah.
Now, the character that he plays is blown up for a comedic proportion. But yes, I know people like this. There are people like this out there. That's why I find this movie so fascinating. Is the movie's bad, but he does capture that person who is out there. He captures it quite well.
So he knows that guy, and so he's kind of pulling that into his portrayal.
Yes.
I'm hoping he's not that guy. Otherwise, I'd fear for Samantha Bee. But
I don't know anything about him, so I don't know if he is that.
No. But he's playing that guy, quote unquote. Yeah.
And the type of guy we're talking about is the type of guy who's very egotistical. He's always right. He's never wrong. If something goes wrong, it's someone else's fault.
Yeah.
And
somebody who's totally oblivious to their lack of talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally oblivious to it.
His ego's writing checks, his talent cat cash.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. That's a great way of putting it.
And no further proof when he goes to the audition for, I think it was the
Pepsi?
No, for the first one he goes to.
Was it the cigarette?
Me back.
Where he plays an Australian.
Oh yeah, for the pain reliever thingy. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the casting director in that one, know him from You Can't Do That on Television.
Oh yes.
Oh really? I remember that television show.
He was a mainstay on that show.
Yep.
Him and Alanis Morissette.
Yep.
That's right. Who I went to school with. Not him, her. Sorry.
Yeah. So that was my fun, was trying to pick out, I know this guy.
I've seen him in something else too.
I know I've seen him in something else too. And
what's the actor's name?
I think it's I think he's been in like Are You Afraid of the Dark, but he's not listed on it on his IMDb. But
it's funny I can't remember his name because everyone in this movie got a credit at the end with their
He's Canadian. We don't know Canadians.
But this is also very Canadian. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry, Eric.
I was just going to say, like, it's hard to go from here because the movie doesn't either. Because Jason Jones's character just goes on auditions. He gets one commercial where he plays the faceless body in the background for a...
That was, for me, the most amusing part, because of how much care they took in shooting it to make sure, the joke is that he's not actually seen in the commercial at all. Just his body, but never his face. As soon as he gets up from the table, it fades to the product. Here it is, like just over top of him. So, yeah.
But what I was going to say is, once again, this is, Canadian, the stereotype that they're really polite. So Jason Jones, one of his shticks is what you do is he's giving advice, but he's giving the wrong advice. He goes, when you're at an audition, the one thing you want to do is leave something behind so you can go back in and get it so they can get a second look at the goods, which is what he does. He forgets his case, and he goes back in, and the director and his assistant are like, okay, time for you to go. And he just won't leave. So the director's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But he's doing it in the most polite way. That was the most polite way I heard somebody say, "Get the fuck out of here!" But he was doing it very politely. So,
That's the Canadian way to do it. That's
the Canadian way.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. No, seriously, just get the fuck out of here. No, you go on.
No, really.
I did the same thing last night at the club. We had a Christmas party come in, and they were.
Oh boy!
Well, I won't say what they were in case somebody happens to listen. But the big party, and they were very drunk after the show, and we just wanted to get them out the front door. And so I kept saying to this one guy, "Hey, come back soon, come back soon, come back," as in leave now. And come back. He's giving me high fives and shaking my hand and everything, and I'm just like, oh God, just leave. But I can't say that because I'm Canadian.
Yeah. Please tell me off air who it was.
It was just somebody from the
what company? I want to know. Off air. Tell me. Yeah,
local company. But yeah, he's just like, fuck off, man. Get the fuck out of here. But he's not standing up. He's not getting confrontative. Combative. Let's change the word.
Confrontational.
There. Confrontational. Thank you. Then we go back, and Richard is moved to Toronto. He's moved in with his roommate. We meet the girlfriend, and he's going to an acting class.
Now, I'm going to say right out the best part of this movie, in my opinion, were the scenes with Dave Foley and Scott Thompson.
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree.
No doubt.
And the acting coach is Scott Foley.
Dave Foley.
Dave Foley.
Scott Foley, Dave Thompson, kids in the hall. Hall's in the kids.
Hall's kids,
So they and he does this thing where he's just focus on view or something like that. Focus on point.
A point of focus.
Point of focus. That's it. Wow, I'm doing so well. And I just watched this movie. So they and the whole thing is
this movie obviously came from them coming up in comedy because they hit all the stereotypes of we'll talk about, but the acting teacher who's a scam, who's a fraud, the director who doesn't give a shit about their actors,
the
hippy dippy, and we'll talk about this one.
Oh my God.
Damien,
the hippy dippy theater troupe. I've witnessed that firsthand.
Yeah, me too.
So and maybe this movie probably means more to us because we have dealt with people like this. But for the layman, so to speak, they may enjoy the movie, but they're not going to know. They're not going to get the inside jokes the way somebody in the business might get.
Well, now, I've never gone out for a commercial audition before. Have you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's fairly close, I guess. To
yes, it's fairly close. I mean, where they're very polite, but as a real person, whether you got the part or not. Unlike the character that Jason plays, who's oblivious, who thinks he's nailed it. But for the most part, the commercial auditions were authentic.
Yeah, that's the thing with Jason's character there. He's he thinks he's nailing it all the time. It's just that everyone else is holding him back. His manager is holding him back. He leaves his wife because he thinks she's holding him back, even though she's been nothing but supportive.
And I'm going to touch on that. It's like, I know so many comics that have wonderful wives or wonderful girlfriends that support them doing their comedy or doing their acting or when he is so blind in this movie that he doesn't realize that she is literally the best thing in his life.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get real here for a second. I was in a situation where I treated this. I treated a girl, a woman, not as bad as this, but I treated her in a way that I shouldn't have treated her, and she left. It was kind of real to me. It's like, I know what that is too. I know what it's like to try to put your career in front of a good woman and have it backfire in your face. I have done that myself. So that, that hit home for me when I saw that happen throughout the film.
Okay.
All done. Yeah, real stuff done.
Yeah, is it real? Yeah. Wow.
Welcome back to On the Couch with Scott.
Yeah.
No, but I know comics that have done the same thing. Who I meet up with them afterwards. I'm like, oh, how's the girl? Oh no, we broke up. Why? Well, she just wasn't supporting me. I'm like, no, that's not the case. That's really not the case. I know. Yeah. I talked to her, and she was a doctor. So, but anyway.
Oh yeah. Basically, this guy is not worthy of her.
Yeah.
And I was very happy when she left. She left him.
She ends up
he left her. But I was so happy that she kind of she wakes up. And to be fair, the real movie I wanted to see was her. She's all thatting herself. You know what I mean? Where she wakes up one morning and realizes, like, hey, I'm better than this guy. I can do better if I, and then she gets the haircut and the makeup and the whole thing, and yeah, comes back a knockout.
I would have liked to have seen the court battle where she goes in going, Your Honor, here's everything I have, and he goes up with just his briefcase, and it's an open shut case, and they just rule in her favor, and she gets everything.
Do you think he leaves the briefcase? Funny? You think he leaves the briefcase in the courtroom?
Oh yeah,
and then comes back for it just so the judge gets another look at the goods in case he wants to change his mind or her mind?
It'd be like, Barry, do you have anything to say? Oh, I'm sorry, I just have to move my headshots out of the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
move those out of the way. Oh, I must have.
What would have been funny if they were in court and she just showed his demo reel to the judge, and the judge is like, "Yes, not guilty, but yes, you get
in
everything."
Your favor. Yeah.
Barry, you can keep your $200 every 2 weeks from your day job.
Lord, that means he makes $100. He makes $400 a month.
That's insane.
And they have in the movie they have this very nice house. So that means she's bringing in all the money.
She does everything. Yeah. He can maybe pay the hydro bill with that on a monthly.
The scene where he tells her that he wants to leave was kind of weird. Was he taking a leak on the toilet?
He was.
Yeah.
So what did
he
brushing
his teeth?
Toilet paper for?
To dab.
Okay.
He dabbed. I thought that scene was shot wrong. If the scene is shot where I'm gonna my filmmaking experience.
Put your director's cap on there.
Yes, putting on my okay. Listen up, Spielberg. So the scene where Barry is talking to his wife, where he wants to take a break, and he's sitting on the toilet, and you see Samantha Bee's picture in a mirror.
Yes.
And while this is happening, you hear somebody peeing. I think it would have been better if it was reversed, where we didn't see him sitting on. We saw his picture. We saw her standing.
I agree.
And we saw his picture in the mirror. And then they can pan back, and then they reveal that he's sitting on the toilet peeing. That would have been a funnier reveal for the joke that they just did.
I agree, because the whole time I'm sitting there going, because the peeing sounds like it's coming from off screen, which would indicate Samantha Bee.
Yeah.
And I was like, but he's there. And this is the thing. And I want to get this out of the way, because we're the first and probably only podcast to ever talk about this movie. So if anybody looks up this movie after this podcast is released, they're going to find us. And I'm worried that people who made this movie may take me the wrong way. I think it's a brilliant piece of acting for both the lead characters to play these stereotypes. Because they nail it. And they nail it great.
Yeah.
But I just don't get where, like I said, I just don't get where the movie's going. So, okay, what? So he goes on, he breaks up with his wife. Then what happens?
He breaks up with his wife, and, now the Mike Bieber. So we were talking about Dave Foley and Scott Thompson being the best parts of the movie. Richard is sitting at the table with his acting coach, Dave Foley.
Oh, yes.
And then Dave Foley just unloads on him. And it's one of the funniest scenes in the movie. He's just, no, you're not, no. Because Richard's like, I could picture myself in Hollywood. And he's like, no.
No.
He doesn't pull any punches.
No.
He's like, you're stupid and you're fat and there's some sort of stench coming off of you and
you sweat profusely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, no, you're just untalented. You're untalented. And I'm like, ooh, that is a harsh thing to say to somebody who thinks they're talented. That they're not talented at all.
Yeah, but after he unloads on him, Richards is like, so do you want to continue? And he's like, yeah, sure.
He gets his $250, so...
Yeah.
He's like, take it from the top. He's like, oh, you're going to sit right there and listen? No, I can't.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, and he just gets up and leaves.
I'm guessing probably one of those two probably had somebody say that to them in their lifetime while they're coming up. And
I think a lot of this is coming from personal experience.
Now, maybe they weren't and like I said, everything's blown up for comedic proportions. I don't think the person who told it, but I think they have been told that you're not funny, you should try another line of work, don't do this. I think both of them have been, because they wrote it, because the two main characters in this movie, they also wrote this movie.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah. There's something very personal about this movie, and I bet they, once they probably had like a little sit down with, their significant others who are also in this movie, and probably swapped audition stories, like the one that Jenny Baxter tells about just being looked at as just a piece of ass. Well, I'm guessing that's what she was going through at the time. Like that was probably because she's a very beautiful woman. She's a hot blonde, and you know what I mean. And that was probably very real that she wasn't being looked at for her talent, just for her assets, as it were.
Yes, but that being said, she's also the stereotype of the woman who tries to fuck her way to the top.
Yeah.
Interesting turn, right? She's not so innocent, right? She's she's not she's not the ingenue, the wide-eyed, I can make it after all, throw your hat in the air kind of, I'll make it someday on my talent. No, she's just fucking her way to the top, but slowly. So
but open about it.
And open about it.
But she's open about it, and she fucks the wrong guys.
So is that empowering, or is that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know if that. We have three guys sitting around here. Maybe that's the wrong question to ask, but I'd be curious to know from a woman's standpoint if that would be empowering, that she is upfront about what she's doing.
I don't know if it's empowering, but I think this is real. I think that's. I think these guys have seen someone like her and know someone like her. Now, granted,
we're just saying, we don't think Jennifer Baxter did.
No.
We just think Jennifer, because if she's the guy, Mike Beaver, I've seen pictures of him recently. He's lost weight, but in this movie, he's just a big, fat, dumb guy. And
yeah, his IMDb picture now, he looks a lot better. He's lost some weight. He's in shape. He's, so... Yeah, and he's done other stuff after this, but I didn't know there was a Kids in the Hall miniseries in 2010. Death Comes to Town.
Oh, I think I may have heard something about that.
Yeah.
I think they advertised that on TV. That was just before I got rid of TV. Oh, you have it?
Oh my God! You are a big Kids in the Hall fan.
Yeah.
Wow, that kind of fell off my radar. For sure.
I never really watched it. I knew of them. I just never really watched them because they were on late.
Yeah, no,
but
I
anyway.
watched it. I supported the CBC.
Yeah, well, we have to. We pay
have
taxes.
to. Yeah.
Well, but then we get the scene where, and I think this is, I don't know how much of this we're reading into it. So the guy that Robert moves in with, he's also an actor, but
Yeah.
he's a stoner.
Yeah.
He plays all through the movie. You just see him playing video games,
Yeah.
and he has to go on a Pepsi commercial audition, and they're all high. They get Richard high, and I want to talk about that in a second. But they get Richard high, and they're like, "Why don't you go to the Pepsi audition for me?" And Richard gets high and shows up to the audition high, but to me it looks like he's on coke because he keeps, playing with his nose. He's really hyperactive. It looks like he's on coke, even though we just saw him smoke weed.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, especially in movies, when you do any drug, not only is the effect amplified, but the speed in which it affects you is amplified. You are high, like, instantly.
Yeah.
In a movie. All the time. One puff and you're gone. Like, wow, that's not really how weed works, but...
Even if you've never taken it before, it takes a minute.
Yeah. Like, okay. But, yeah, he goes to the thing high, and we find out later on, he gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Which is
so he shows up to a Pepsi audition at the same time that Barry shows up for the Nicorette commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the only scene in the movie where the two leads are together. This is the only scene where they meet.
Yeah, and that was weird to me because I thought at this point, I thought they were going to just... The movie was going...
kind of a buddy
them,
comedy
right?
at that point, I thought.
Yeah.
Like they meet at an audition, and then now they're chums. I figured that the Barry Goodson character was going to take Richard under his wing. Right? He's so egotistical. No. I'll teach you how to act, and then the two of them would be doing a lot more business together. But
yeah. But no, just
no.
Which I thought was weird because I'm like, okay, maybe that's where this is going. No, okay, all right. Well, we'll see where this is going.
So they show a scene where they're both auditioning. Richard for Pepsi, Barry for Nicorette or whatever it is, and the auditions are taking place at the same time on a split screen. So it's very hard to watch because they're both. There's all this dialogue and there's all this action and they're overlapping one another. It's very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard to watch that scene because you're trying to concentrate on everything, and when you're trying to concentrate on everything, it was hard for me to pick up on anything.
Yeah, I didn't get any of the. If there were jokes in there, I didn't get them because people were talking over top of each other. I didn't know where to focus, and they didn't even do that two-hander kind of like Barry. Then Richard, then Barry, then Richard, right? I've seen that done in split screen, which is much more effective, right? Because you can focus.
Yeah.
You go back and forth. Yeah, they really should have just done that in cut, right? Cut to Barry, cut back to Richard, cut back to Barry, cut back to Richard. As opposed to doing it this way. This was just confusing.
And like Barry was still doing his whole schmarmy thing, even though the only thing in the audition is take off your shirt and pants.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, finger guns and everything else like that. So that's when he decides that he's good. Now, who there's a guy that comes out and tells him, "Hey, have you ever tried stand-up comedy?"
No, this is
that's later.
That's a little.
Oh
before.
no, because he's got to do the Scott Thompson movie first.
It's on the set of that movie,
right?
Yeah.
So Barry comes home, and Samantha Bee has guests. This is before they break up. He comes home. Samantha Bee has some girlfriends over. He starts crying, and but he ends up getting the commercial, which we talked about earlier. And he's not the main guy in the commercial. He's just the fuzzy guy in the background.
Yeah.
And this is the catalyst for him to quit his job, leave Samantha Bee, and pursue his acting.
She has people in his post-audition stretch space.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that does this, but
No.
like the physical aspect to it, like you go to audition, you have to stretch afterwards. I think is weird. Like it's one thing to do like vocal exercises beforehand, but I gotta stretch it out after. Okay, you're not The Rock after the gym. Come on.
No.
And then, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Derek.
no, you go ahead. You're probably
Well, then we have Richard and what's her name in the movie?
Katie.
Jennifer Baxter's name. Katie.
Yeah.
Katie gets Richard into her theater group, which is this hippy dippy bullshit.
Before we get into that,
Once again, this is okay.
Sorry, before we get, because I know we got to go into that big time. We skipped over how Katie and Richard met. She was fucking Pat in the bedroom, comes out. She grabs a hot towel and a lemon, squirts the lemon on the hot towel, and brings it back into the room. Why? Gentlemen,
For his belly.
I have no idea what that does for you.
I don't know what the lemon does. The hot towel, I know what that's for.
The hot towel, the lemon is just a perk, I guess.
The lemon would burn, wouldn't it?
I get
It's going on his junk, right? That's the hot towel in the room here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No.
So
that seems is counterproductive too. A hot towel right down there would be.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I don't know. I don't know what the lemon is for.
Okay. All right.
But seeing those two together could be fucking anything.
Yeah.
To be honest. So Barry goes to. So what do you want to talk about? The hippie.
The hippy dippy. Now we can go back to the hippy dippy stuff.
Okay.
And once again, this has to be something that, and I've run into this
me
hippy
too.
dippy. We're not gonna have a script. We're just gonna have an outline. We're just gonna do what we feel, and it's just the way the head of the theater group, the way he's written, the way he's played is, he's just doing this, hopefully to get, first of all, to feel good about himself, to feel more important than he is.
Yeah.
And second, just to be able to fuck women who are going to be in his troupe.
This Damien guy?
Damien.
Yeah, Damien.
Yeah. I mean, okay, you said you've seen stuff like this before, Derek?
Oh, I was in an improv troupe back in high school near my grade 12 or OAC year. There was an outside of the school improv troupe, and I was really big into improv in high school. So we would go down for rehearsals or practices or whatever you call the improv. I don't remember what you would call it anymore. Practice? Rehearsal? And so they'd go over the type of games that we would be playing in the actual show. And then, so we'd do like games practice, and then we'd have the second half of the hour was just improv practice. But there was always a 15-minute break in between. And the leader of the troupe and her friends would go outside and just eat a ton of mushrooms. So they would come back into the they would come back into the improv practice wide-eyed and, oh my God, everything is amazing, man. Like, you gotta free your mind to do improv, man. You can't be restricted, man. And it was scary. I wasn't even 18 yet. This was happening. I was like, oh my God. So, needless to say, I didn't.
Those cartoons were right. Drugs are bad. You know.
Yeah. So I know about this, and they would have everyone had their own little thing. One, just like in this movie, the old woman has cancer, and that becomes her big focus, and she can't talk about anything else but her cancer. The other guy, the tall, skinny guy. It took me forever to find out where I knew him from. It was from an old YTV kids game show called Zapped.
Oh, wow.
And actually, Mike Beaver, Richard in this movie, was on that show too. If the kids screwed up, quote unquote, they would get attacked by the Punisher, and the Punisher was wearing like a black chest protector and a Jason hockey mask that's all black, and he would pick the kid up and throw them in the gunk or whatever. It was so weird. It's so Canadian, but but that's where I knew him from. So the whole time I'm watching him, just going, "Oh, I remember him." And he had this weird character like Wink Winkleman or whatever, and he's like talking all this, and he's bobbing his head back and forth, and okay, now it's your turn, and it was so bad.
Wink Winkleman.
Oh yeah, it was so bad. So I'm seeing him like he says, and then so like it's like, what's your script? And so he hands out like, here's your script, and it's a basketball. Here's your script, and it's a piece of wood. Here's your script, and it's a blue crash mat. And they're obviously practicing in a gym.
While the people are playing basketball. And
people are playing basketball.
Yeah, there's basketball or volleyball going on in the background. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, oh God. I'm like just cringing at this. And he's like, what's the show? He's like, it's about birds, man. I'm like, well, that's going in the beginning of the podcast right there.
I took I did some improv classes, so to speak, or joined a group there for a little bit. They came to the comedy club, and this is when I was first starting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it would be good to, just kind of get more stage time, I guess, with these people. And I thought it might help, for crowd work and this and that, like being able to just on the spot kind of flex those muscles. Yeah. I didn't
Did it help?
Ish, but not really, Yes, I know you think my comedy sucks, sir, but can you give me the name of a location? Coffee shop, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to do that in the middle of your act, so.
And, so, Jesus, where did we go from here?
What? Now we can go to the TV. So Barry leaves his wife. He moves into a very expensive hotel.
Which I have no idea how he affords.
Which he won't be able to afford. But it's just all ego at this point. It's just like, eventually the money's going to become pouring in.
Yeah.
Because if he's... I don't know where he would get the money at all. If she made all the money and he was only making $400 a month, unless he's maxing out his credit cards, which is
that's what I kind of thought.
Doing.
That's what I kind of thought. He was taking all the money he had and he was blowing it right away in order to live the lifestyle that he wanted to, not realizing he's going to fuck himself in the end.
Yeah.
So
he happens.
Go ahead.
He orders the bacon. What?
Yeah, he orders the all bacon diet with Gatorade.
Yeah,
that's another thing. He drinks Gatorade through this entire. It's never addressed why Gatorade. It's just a running thing through this movie. Every meal, whether it's an elegant meal or whether it's a snack, he's always drinking Gatorade.
Well, it's a performance drink, and he's a performer, so.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
I mean, it's low-hanging fruit, Scott. You know?
Come on, obviously the subtext was there. I don't know how you didn't get it.
My favorite line from this movie is when he orders the bacon. He says, "Was it no high protein, no carbs, no results?" He's trying to explain to the concierge or whoever brings it up to him there.
Yeah, and the concierge was like, "Whatever, dude."
Yeah, he doesn't tip him.
I make $4.50 plus tips. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's what now there's a couple of really real scenes in this movie where now he's on the phone, he's in the hotel on the phone with his wife Samantha Bee, and at this point she wants him to come back. She's like, please come back, and he's like, I've changed. And he's like, you're not the same woman that I married. And she's like, yes, I am. And he goes through a bunch of stuff, and he goes, and this guy, Barry, who he's not as big as Robert, but he's not in shape. He's got this giant belly on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he says to Samantha Bee, he goes, well, since we've been married, you put on a lot of weight. And she hangs up on him. And I think at that moment, he realizes that he might have gone too far, because he slowly hangs up at the phone, looks at the camera, is about to say something, and realizes that he has nothing to say because he has no excuse to what he just said. So that was like a very odd tonal shift in this movie.
Yeah.
Where it's just about these two dolts who can't get an acting job.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. It's like these weird, and I say weird because tonally they're trying to go for comedy, but there's these oddly real and I want to say heartwarming, but I can just, real is the only word I can come up with, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, these real moments, genuine. There's honesty there, almost like they're not acting. Almost, I mean, like he had that conversation with Samantha Bee at one point, and was able to backpedal. I don't
know. So this is where he gets the movie.
He gets the TV movie.
Or the TV movie.
Movie of the week. Yeah, as a desk sergeant.
Yeah, initially he's you're policeman number 7. Actually, I'm the desk sergeant, as if that's better.
Or as he puts it, when it pours, it rains.
Yes.
Yeah, he's always getting things wrong. At the beginning of the movie, he says he wanted to be the greatest comedic actor of all time and replace Burt Reynolds as Magnum P.I.
And then backpedals because he says, well, I don't want to get typecast as just one thing.
Yeah, no, but like he corrects himself, but he incorrects himself. He doesn't correct the fact that it's Tom Selleck as
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, well, actually,
yeah.
It's like, I know that, and then he says something else that I can't remember what he said. But he incorrects himself by incorrecting himself. You know what I mean?
He incorrectly corrects himself.
There you go. And he's doing that constantly throughout the movie. He's dropping it all the time, but trying to sound smart. Whereas the other guy's doing the same thing. By the way,
but
I totally forgot about this. And it blew my mind. And it's so Canadian, and I don't think Scott will even realize how big of a thing this is. The movie starts off, and Richard is working at Marineland.
Yes, Marineland.
And Mark, did you notice the Marineland song plays through the entire thing? They play through the entire song. Yeah,
which I've only ever heard snippets of in the commercial. But including, they recreate the shot of the little roller coaster that's there.
Thank you.
And
I wanted to see.
It was weird. It was like another version of the Marineland commercial that I had grown up with. It was very odd.
Scott, you have to look up the Marineland commercials because they're the biggest thing, especially in Ontario. every summer there's always this commercial for Marineland, and it's that song, "Everyone loves Marineland." It's all that. That's the jingle, and every Ontarian knows that jingle by heart. And we've all seen, King Walrus walking around, and so he's actually at Marineland. They actually
so
filmed
that was
in Marineland.
Okay, because I thought that was a fictional
No.
theme park.
No way.
I did not. Yeah.
You want to talk about real moments in this movie?
Not only is that a real theme park, that is a beloved theme park. People wait all year to go to Marineland.
I just linked it to you, Scott,
There
for
you
you
go.
to watch later. I found it's from 1998. Yeah. I played it a second of it first, and as soon as the first couple of beats came in, I'm like, yep, that's it.
Like, Canadians will actually, because obviously the Marineland's not open during the winter, and it's only open during the summer, so the commercials play in the spring and summer. But in the fall and winter, Canadians on YouTube will watch that video. Because it's like comforting. It's so weird. It's so Canadian.
Yeah,
But-
you get this in front of all your... Remember we said, Canadian TV, you got to play Canadian content. Well, Marineland helps pay the bills sometimes, right? So that commercial will run like 2-3 times an hour sometimes, depending on what time of day it is. And what, like if you could be watching Hockey Night in Canada...
Marineland
And
comes on.
late enough into the hockey season, then the Marineland commercials start playing, like, book now and whatever. Yeah.
So anyway, sidebar. But we go to the.
Let's
it
go
goes
to
back
another Canadian here, if we may. Sorry, back to the scene. His co-star, Kingston's own, Polly Shannon. Yep, born in Kingston in 1973. She's a year older than I am. But she grew up in Elmer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I guess she was born at KGH and then raised on the Quebec side, as we say. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's had quite the career though. She's like she was in Dirty Work with the late great Norm Macdonald.
That was that was filmed in Canada.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and a couple of shows you might recognize. The Outer Limits. That's Canada's Twilight Zone. Earth Final Conflict. Anyway, she's been working for a while. So
we get to the movie, and so we get to the TV movie, and he's filming, and all he has to do is say his line. And it's a very noodle soup, kind of situation from Friends, if you remember that, where Joey goes on that. He just can't say He can't. He's supposed to say soup, and he just can't do it.
These pretzels are making me thirsty,
Yeah. yeah.
But in this movie, so we need to say that Scott Thompson is the director of this movie.
So this would be like...
So this is the other good scene in the movie with Scott Thompson.
Yeah, watching Scott Thompson slowly lose his shit is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Because it does slowly escalate. Like, he doesn't give a shit at first. And I like what Barry tries here. He just grew out a mustache, his not Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah.
And he tries to put makeup over it because the director wants him to cut it off. He's like...
Yeah.
You got to be fucking kidding me! Like, I've never heard Scott Thompson go off like that before, so it was kind of fun. It was entertaining for sure.
Yeah, usually Scott Thompson is playing some effeminate character, sitting drinking highballs and limp-wristed. In this one, he's playing total butch, and he's what the fuck are you doing? And to see Scott Thompson playing that character,
like a hard ass,
great, in my opinion. But he keeps screwing up the scene. He pokes the girl with a pencil. She's like, what the fuck? Maybe it was just the cosmic irony of he's been picking on his wife. He's been such a dick to everyone else. Finally, he's getting yelled at, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
I picked up a couple of things from this scene. One is... Scott Thompson, as the director, doesn't give a shit about Barry as an extra, but he also doesn't give a shit about the actress what was her name? Just mentioned her.
Polly Shannon.
Polly Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
Well, she's the lead in this TV movie. He doesn't give a shit about her either.
No.
I think that's a comment, and I thought that was a nice touch where he's the director. He doesn't give a shit about the extras. He also doesn't give a shit about the lead actress.
Yeah.
He just wants to get this done.
Or even his AD as well. He's letting the AD do a lot of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy with the clipboard and the headset or whatever, and yeah.
But when we get a glimpse of the scene, the actress in the movie is a terrible actress. Her acting is just as bad as Barry's, but
but she's smoking hot.
But she's smoking hot. If you get the right breaks, will that get you? To me, that's something they've obviously seen. They've obviously seen this person who, not through their acting merit, got this job. Because her acting in the scene is just as bad as Barry's when they play it. But she's the star of this movie, and he's just a cop extra.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like
Yeah.
her acting wasn't great either. It was just as corny.
Yeah, not Polly Shannon. Obviously, she's doing a good
No,
job
not
of being
character.
bad, is what I'm saying, right? So,
Yeah.
Like Derek said earlier, all these actors are doing a great job playing these stereotypes.
Yeah,
they're all doing a great job capturing these people who exist in the entertainment.
they're really good at being bad.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm surprised they didn't lean into that where, she comes out of the dressing room having just, shtipped the producer or something like that, and that's how she's... I guess they already hit that point with Jenny's character, with Katie, sorry. So, I guess they wouldn't lean into that again, but they seem to imply it, like she got there some other way.
I think that's, yeah. I think you could say that.
Yeah.
Like the Polly Shannon character is the eventuality of the Katie character.
Yeah, that's her future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so, because what's her name? God, what's Jennifer's? God, I can't think of.
Katie?
Katie is fucking the wrong people.
Yeah, but eventually she'll fuck the right one. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Well, maybe, yeah. Okay.
Like, if we're expanding this universe, which
And by the way, once again, I want to say this is not the way the three of us think. This is just what's being portrayed in the movie.
Yeah.
So we're just commenting on what's in the movie. These are not our personal views. Well, it might be our personal views.
We don't know. Well, we don't. I don't know these people personally, so I'm not saying this is true to life.
No.
But we could extrapolate that they've met people like this, like we said before.
Yes, absolutely.
At the very least, they know people like this. Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens after this? Is this where they?
Well, Scott Thompson loses it, like you said, and Barry keeps messing up, so he kicks them off. He kicks him out of the movie, and this is where now is where the guy invites him to do stand-up.
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy absolutely loves him for some reason. He thinks he was doing comedy.
I don't think he.
Who is this
I don't
guy?
think he
Is
loves him.
Is this like a new talent agent? Like, who is this character? This is what This is what I couldn't understand. Who is this guy?
He was an actor in that movie. As who he was, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was the lead actor.
I think he was supposed. Yeah, because he's running around. He's got the detective badge around his neck, like in cop shows. So I think he was playing a detective on this movie of the week, opposite the Polly Shannon character. He just wasn't in that scene, so he was on set for but he wasn't.
Right.
He just wasn't in the scene that they're trying to shoot. But he's watching it all. He thinks he's doing comedy bits, and this guy cannot stop laughing, and thinks this guy's great. He thinks Barry's great.
I'm going to disagree with that. I think he knows that Barry is a fuck up, and he wants to exploit and embarrass him. That's the way I took it.
No, I disagree with that only because of what happens next. Is he convinces him to go to Yuck Yucks, which is a real comedy club.
Yes.
And do stand-up for the first time. And when he sits in the audience and Barry starts to do stand-up, his face turns. Right?
It drops.
Yeah, it kind of drops. Like he didn't expect Barry.
He thought this guy was going to get up there and just kill it, and
I think like
bombs.
he thought that he was
Okay.
being funny on set, and then thought, oh, this would be great in stand up, and then realized, oh no, he's just an idiot.
Okay. I did not see that. I don't remember seeing his face drop, so maybe if I did see
I could
that,
be wrong
but-
too, but
I'm just going based on how genuine he seemed in backstage of the movie shoot. That he was like, "Oh my god, you do puns too," and like he's buying everything that Barry's selling here, wholesale. Take my money.
but I don't want to overlook this comedy scene because Ron Sparks is in the crowd.
That's right.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ron Sparks is in the crowd.
uncredited, but he's there.
He's uncredited, but he's there, and he's. If you don't know Ron Sparks, boy, get to know him because he's a really great guy. He's a hilarious stand-up, and just an all-around great guy.
I know him from an Ernest movie. He co-starred with Jim Varney in an Ernest movie. That's why I know him from other things, from SCTV, but he was a co-star in Ernest. Ernest Rides Again, second billing, right behind Jim Varney.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I know him from Video on Trial, which is a reference only Mark's going to get on this
I haven't heard
podcast.
that in a while.
Yeah. We'll send you.
Think Tosh.0, but Canadian.
And
So before we get to the stand-up bit, so what happens back with Robert and the hippie theater crowd is
yeah.
So this is more like a cult at this point because the leader, Damien, convinces the whole troop to start fucking. So they just start fucking each other.
Yeah.
And
Richard and Jenny
and
they fuck each other, and then the others fuck with Damien. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Richard thinks that she likes him, but she doesn't. It's like, I was just fucking because Damien told me to fuck you.
Yeah.
But
you were fucking
Damien
my
sees
character.
this. Yeah, you're fucking my character. That is, oh man. That is totally a line that I could see somebody doing to get out of. It's like, oh, no, it wasn't me. You were fucking my character. That's a total bullshit.
Some people,
I'm not taking.
You know what? Well, I bet you some people
I'm not taking
genuinely
response.
use it. Like they probably genuinely use it if they have to do a sex scene with somebody. That's kind of how they maintain that separation. It's not me fucking Richard. It's my character fucking his character. So there's that emotional separation, right? They can deal with it and then they can go home at the end of the night and they didn't fuck anybody. Allegedly. Even though they did.
Well, yeah.
Whatever gets you through the day, pal.
Yeah. But anyway, so Damien thinks that she's fallen for Richard. So Damien leaves the project and Richard rallies the troops. And it's like, well, we're going to do this play without Damien.
This is night of.
And the play is taking place outside behind
A warehouse?
a garage, a
It's
warehouse.
It's like behind the warehouse, but in front of the railroad tracks, I think they say.
Yeah.
So off
this play-
Broadway.
So this play, so they're intercutting them doing this play with Barry's stand-up, which is a much better way of doing it than having it both go at the same time like they did earlier.
I'm glad
with
they didn't
the
go back to that. I would have been pissed.
Yeah, so we're seeing the play intercut with Richard with Barry's stand-up. So,
And it's just cringe.
Oh. I mean, I've
both
had
of them-
nights like this, but
Like I've seen bad. I'll call them concept plays before, and they're cringe. But for me personally, because I'm involved in the business, bad stand-up is the worst thing to watch.
So here's the question I'll put to you guys: would you rather have a bad set like he did? I mean, like he did that bad, or be in one of these bad avant-garde quote-unquote productions?
I would rather be in the avant-garde production.
yeah, because then you could blame it on somebody else, blame it on the director.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have an out.
you have an out. When it's stand up, it's just you.
Yeah, it's your fault.
You. Mark,
I mean, it should be your fault. But if you're somebody like Barry, you're going to blame the audience.
Oh, just bad crowd that night.
Did,
yeah, they just didn't get it. Like
I don't know how many times I've heard a comic say, "Well, the crowd didn't get me," or they blamed the crowd with their jokes. If I hear another comic say one more time, "Fuck you," that's funny, my head's going to explode.
That's why Jason won't let it be said in his club.
Oh, he won't?
He'll fine you if he. Some people have been threatened with fines. I'm like,
okay, I did not know that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, he hates that.
Good heads up.
He hates it. Mark, do you remember that time we were in? I think it was Oshawa.
Yes.
And there was 13 comics on the show and 15 people in the bar, including the comics.
Yes. So we had done a gig at a hospital that afternoon in Whitby.
Yeah.
And then some of the local comics were talking about, well, there's an open mic at such and such a bar in Oshawa. So since we were in the area, we drove down and we got on. But, I mean, the bar, like you said, the bar was friggin' empty. But go on. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, well, Mark gets on, and then he and I are sitting up front. We don't realize that everyone in the bar is now out the back on the smoking patio. So there's literally no one else in the bar except Mark, who just came off stage, the next guy who gets up after him, and he's doing the worst material possible. Like, Take My Wife, Please would have been a 1,000% improvement over this.
Actually, no, he used that.
Yeah, he did. But, I mean, like, he pulled out, he's like, oh, time for my jokes, and then rolled out toilet paper and let it fall to the ground and roll. And I'm like, oh, no. And he brought like a bag of Chinese food. And he's like, these are supposed to be my props. I didn't realize I brought my lunch instead. And I'm like, oh no, oh no. And he's like pausing for the laughter too, which is always the worst. And he's hand motioning for the laughter too. Oh, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
I remember, you know what, I probably shouldn't tell that story because we know the guy.
Well, since we're talking, I did a show on Friday, and it was a midnight show. So the audience was sparse to begin with. And I get up there, and I'm only doing 10 minutes. It's a bunch of comics on the show. I'm doing 10 minutes. And literally, down the aisle, the right half of the crowd hated me. They didn't say a word. The left half of the crowd loved me, laughing at everything. And it was a surreal. I was literally looking down the aisle. Half the audience hated me, half the audience loved me. And because when I got off stage, that half of the audience left. Wow. And the other half stayed. Yeah.
Wow.
So you walked half the crowd.
I don't think I walked half the crowd because a guy went up before me. He said they weren't enjoying the show.
Okay.
And I think whoever would have gone, I'd like to think that whoever went up, they would have left anyway. But the other half, it was just night and day how this half of the crowd just loved it, and this half just didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in front of those crowds too.
Now, granted, it was a midnight show, and when I went up, it was a little after midnight, and they had been there. They've already been there through another show that started at 10 o'clock.
So they were tanked.
So they had been there. Well, I don't know if they were tanked, but they were there for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, you got to imagine some of them at least were pretty drunk.
Yeah.
No, that's a long time to sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes. So to answer your question, I'd rather do the hippie play. I really would.
Yeah.
Because then you could just say, "Oh, I was just being creative." Everyone will know you're bullshitting, but they won't call you on it.
I gave it a shot, quote unquote. You know.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I did it for the lulz.
Yeah.
And so this is where.
So anyway, yeah. Stand up and bad play.
So this is what finally breaks Barry.
Yeah.
Barry. He finally realizes that he's been an ass, and he meets up with his wife after the show, and
Yeah, his wife Samantha Bee shows up because earlier he calls her, and this is the other real scene. So earlier he calls her and he's talking on the phone. And so he's talking on the phone. There's a voice over him talking on the phone, intercut with him sitting on the toilet peeing, and him thinking about old videos of them together. So once again, it's a very real moment where he breaks down and he starts crying because he misses his wife. And then you realize at the end, he's not talking to her. He's talking to a recording she didn't pick up. Because at the end you go, if you'd like to, press 1 to send your message. So you realize that she's not even taking his calls now.
Yeah.
But she got the message. She showed up. She had another movie where she's all that at herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she looks like Samantha Bee again.
Yeah. Not Samantha Bee Bonnet, but
And this is where she tells him that it's over. I'm dating this black guy now, Tyrell, because of course it is. It's the go-to name.
And once again, but he's an ass up to the end. It's like he's not even listening to her, and she loses it. And she says to his face, and he's oblivious, I hope you get everything coming to you. And he's like, what does that mean? So he still hasn't learned anything.
No. And the last thing he yells out to her is, did you like my stand-up? Like, what did you think of my stand-up?
Yeah, before he gets arrested. They have to call the cops on him because he jumps on their car.
But and by the way, it's a good thing he got arrested in Canada. He tried that shit, I imagine. I've never been arrested in the U.S., but I would imagine they wouldn't be so nice and keep saying, please put your hands on the car. I imagine there'd be a point where you put your fucking hands on the car.
Well, he is white. Anyway. He might get away with it.
And then the play, we cut back to the play, and Damien has shown him at the play. He's on the roof of the warehouse. He ends up jumping off the roof.
Okay, sorry, this is the part that I wanted to talk about before.
Okay.
When we were talking about the documentary style, because it is sort of a Deus Ex Machina, and him making a grand entrance. He has a full bird costume where they don't. They just have little makeshift pipe cleaners and glued on feathers onto their jackets or whatever.
Yeah.
To play these birds. But he has a full-on, like a mascot you'd see at a football game or something. And so when he first shows up, the camera is on the ground with the rest of the troupe and, pans up and gets the shot. There he is. Deus Ex Machina, I'm here to save. And they have a bit of intercut. But then he is going to try and fly or whatever, or he has his existential crisis, have I ever really lived? And then it cuts to the rooftop to show him falling. So if this was a documentary, the person behind the camera said, wait, don't jump just yet. And then
okay, I see what you
ran into the warehouse, up the stairs or ladders or whatever, got onto the roof and said, okay, go ahead and do whatever you were going to do. And they got their shot. See what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, because there's a shot from behind Damien.
From behind, yeah, exactly. So, and then they cut to... it's very quick, and then they cut to a shot of, hang on, don't jump yet. I got to run back downstairs, get back to where I was, and then film him falling.
I will offer this, Mark, 2 cameras.
Maybe it was a 2 camera. I guess,
maybe, but I doubt it.
Yeah, this avant-garde picture show couldn't be shot on just one camera, I guess, but
yeah. No, and then, he jumps off the thing. He hurts himself. They call an ambulance. They get his free ride to the hospital.
Yeah, $45.
Yeah.
But then, as they're leaving, as the ambulance leaves, Richard thought Jenny went with Damien, but she said no. She wanted to stay with her true love,
Derek,
yeah.
Stage manager.
Who has no lines at all.
Who has no lines and is now lying, saying that he's a Hollywood producer.
No, his dad is.
Oh, his dad is a producer.
So she's going to fuck him to get to the dad.
Right.
So once again, we see her fucking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
She should just go fuck the dad, I guess. But maybe she gets there eventually.
So she walks off and out of the movie. And then in the sort of weird denouement, you have Barry. His life is falling apart. He's living in an old woman's basement. He's, basically at the bottom. And then you see Richard make it to Hollywood. What he calls the Big Apple.
Yeah.
Because they both call things wrong, right?
Right, and he goes. So Richard went on that Pepsi commercial as his friend.
Yes.
Well, guess what? His friend, Richard got the Pepsi commercial for his friend, and now his friend is living in this mansion in L.A. because he's the new Pepsi guy. And to me, that's just another where here are these two guys busting their ass to make it in the business. And here's this other guy who's just smoking dope all day.
Yeah.
And he makes it to the top without even trying.
Yeah.
I can't help but think that that's just another comment on Hollywood and how things
Oh, sure.
Yeah. They know
absolutely.
they probably know that guy too, whoever that is that just fell ass backwards into success.
Oh, trust me. I know a few headlining comics that have probably fallen upwards. Or failed upwards,
There we go.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
But yeah, this is where we reveal that he actually got the part, but because his buddy's name was on it, he gets the contract. So Richard gets nothing, but he's now crashing on that guy's couch again.
But is he? Because we find him in a pool.
Oh, at Victoria Pratt's house. Yeah.
Sorry,
Who is Victoria
Pratt?
Pratt? Is that somebody I should know?
Well, she's from Chelsea, Ontario. She in the 90s and the early 2000s, she was on a string of there was some Canadian action movie. You know, Hercules, the Hercules show with Kevin Sorbo and Xena. Well, they kept going with stuff like that. There was one concept called Cleopatra 2525.
Oh my God! Yes.
And there is a Canadian knockoff X-Men called Mutant X. So she was on those. She did a few episodes of Xena Warrior Princess. John Woo's Once a Thief. So you might not know her. I mean, unless you watch NCIS, she was on one episode of that. But I knew her because I did actually watch those Canadian shows. Those Andromeda was another one Kevin Sorbo ended up doing after. Very Canadian.
Yeah.
And a couple of actors from that are in that Jason 10 in space.
Oh,
Jason
Jason X.
Jason X,
Yeah.
the two ladies.
Yeah,
the two ladies.
yeah,
there
that was filmed in Canada.
Right, exactly, and they probably used the Andromeda set for a bunch of it. So
Probably.
but it was that same company made a few different shows. They tried a few different concepts.
Yeah.
That included. Yeah, so that's where she was working, kind of around this time. Beautiful woman, just gorgeous, but athletic. You know what I mean? Like she's. You can tell she works hard for, physically. But anyway, I just a blast from the past, man. Because I actually watched. I friggin' was in love with her in the.
See, I thought that was a callback. I thought that was Polly Shannon. I thought that was a callback to her.
Oh no.
So I was like, oh, okay.
That would have been funny.
Well, because then it's another thing that both men have touched, right? Polly Shannon. They both cross paths with Polly Shannon.
Yeah, another point of intersection. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of what are the odds, right? Like this.
Yeah, because I'm still waiting for this movie to have an end game sort of thing, right?
Well, Richard is now in L.A. and he's just playing the hot dog king. So it's a tie into the at the beginning of the movie he was playing a walrus in a big suit. Now he's just playing a big hot dog.
Yeah, he's just another mascot again.
Yeah, he's just another mascot. Jennifer Baxter's character went into porn, and I called that. I'm like,
oh yeah.
There's going to be a porn joke in here, so I called that.
Well, because that calls her back. She's like, when she says, all anyone ever thinks of me is ass and tits. Well, and then she ends up in porn.
Yeah.
Right?
But one thing I want to say is, so Barry has to go back to work, And one of his underlings, who is now his boss when he comes back, is Niall Seguin. Am I pronouncing his name? Seguin. I worked with Niall.
Yes.
At the Absolute. He's a very nice guy.
Oh, super nice.
Niall Seguin. Evidently, I mispronounced his name every time, because after every show, Jason's like, Niall Seguin. And I go, Niall Seguin. He goes, no, Niall Seguin. And it's just like, I think that's what I'm saying. You go, no, it's Niall Seguin. So Jason would correct me his name every single time I brought him up.
Fucking American.
Or after every single time. But seeing somebody that you know and you've worked with in a movie is pretty cool.
It was weird seeing him with no hair.
Yeah, because now he has a giant afro.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it's just basically just cut right next to his scalp, cut down to his scalp.
Yeah. And he's playing a character named Dale Preet. He's playing an Indian, which is weird because I don't think he's Indian. But hey, whatever. Probably got him a paycheck. Good for him.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it.
That's it. Both are. There's no growth. Both are in the same place. They emotionally and they're in different physical places, but in their head, they're in the same place that they were when they started the movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no growth whatsoever.
No. I mean, I think Richard is a little bit better for the experiences in the movie, slightly. And I don't mean about getting the hot dog gig, but just, I mean, he learned stuff about acting and whatnot. But even though at the end, though, he says, well, I don't know why people think acting is so hard. He considers himself an actor. He's doing a mascot gig.
I think what it is that the characters start off where they are, and when they go through this movie, they end up where they deserve to be.
Yeah.
If that makes sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
because Barry
like-
has more of a journey, but it's downwards. It's just a downward spiral.
Right.
Yeah.
And he deserves to be there, whereas Barry has that youthful, he doesn't have the talent, so he doesn't get the big Hollywood job, but he gets to live in the place where all the Hollywood stars are, so
Yeah.
and swim naked in someone else's pool. So,
Well, when he asks how is acting so hard, because he thinks he's an actor, because that just reminds me of comics. You look at their Facebook page and they have all these dates, but then these are just open mics.
yeah.
I'm a real This is the equivalent of an open mic comic saying that they are a comic.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's no trivia on this. The script was written in 2 weeks and it was filmed in 12 days. So there you go.
So the whole project was less than a month.
Pretty much.
Wow.
And that's all I could find on this. So, like I said, we're the only ones doing a review on this show, on this movie. So, as always on the show, we try to find the real story behind the story, Mark.
So I think this, I think this is the story, sort of how this movie got made. These two guys want to be actors, and they did whatever they had to do to make it happen. So I honestly feel that these guys, they weren't getting all the movie parts they wanted. They're like, fuck it, let's make our own movie. Let's make it happen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I have another one.
Okay.
Or is it, okay, so the movie didn't do so good. Well, maybe the soundtrack will sell more. Wait, what? American Pie did what? Oh, fuck. This is basically the American Pie soundtrack.
Yeah, this is a very American Pie soundtrack. Yeah. Scott?
My takeaway is always have famous friends. If I give any advice, always have famous friends that you can call on to put in your movie to make it better.
Yes.
So if you have famous friends, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I mean, if it weren't for Foley and Thompson, we wouldn't have found this.
No.
No, I wouldn't have picked it up if I didn't see their names on the
Exactly.
on the DVD. I would not have picked it up. And as I said, their scenes are the best centerpiece, in the movie. When Thompson and Foley are on the screen, that's when the movie really shines.
Yeah. To be honest, after talking through with you guys through this movie, I am completely turned around on this movie. Or is it the cinematic embodiment of a Picasso painting? Because it's surrealist, and it very well could be brilliant, but I don't know why. Because I really feel like, after talking through this movie, I really feel like there's passion in the making of this movie.
Yeah.
I think it might be a commentary. I think it might be a parody. I think it might be a surrealist parody of the business of show. You know what I mean? So
it's being avant-garde, similar to the avant-garde play that they do in the
kind
movie.
of, but at the same
better.
time, I'm not smart enough to really tell you why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's true. I haven't gone through all the experiences that they have in real life going for auditions, and I've never gotten that deep into the business, so this could very well be like
at this point I kind of want to reach out to see if Mike Beaver will talk to me.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just sit down, we'll talk about this movie afterwards. I don't know, we'll see. All right, Scott. Thanks for bringing this movie.
What? Hey, I just want to say that we've been talking about this movie for over an hour and a half.
Which I think is more than anybody's ever talked about this movie.
This is longer than the movie.
It is
Pretty
longer
much.
than the movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wow.
What kind of shows you got coming up, Scott?
So it's getting into December, so I've got some Christmas shows coming up, some private shows. But if you want to find out what I'm doing, just visit my website, scottyblanco.com. That has all my social sites on there and my calendar. So if you want to follow me, that's the place to do it.
And I'll do my best not to make fun of American Christmas this time, so we won't get
Yes.
punished. I'll shut up.
Yeah, really.
I would not like them
Yeah.
here or
We don't need
there.
to be
I
watching
will
Cat in the
not
Hat
like
next time he
them
comes around. Well, Mike Myers is Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Ah, shut up.
anywhere. I will not with a goat.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to about do it for Ham and Cheese. I'm Derek.
I mean, Mark.
I'm Scott White.
Join us next time when we'll take a look at the long-awaited finale to the ill-fated Resident Evil saga. Mila Jovovich, of course, stars in Resident Evil. This is the last one. No, really, we promise.
I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I am.
Green eggs and ham.
Okay, that's enough.